Good morning, everyone. So, in the last class, we had studied about the introduction of coordinate geometry and also we had discussed about the Cartesian system. So, what do you mean by coordinate geometry? Coordinate geometry means the branch of mathematics which deals with the study of two axes is known as coordinate geometry. So, which are those two axes? The horizontal axis, that is the horizontal number line, which is called as the x-axis, and the vertical number line which is rotated in anti-clockwise direction, it is called as the y-axis. So x coordinate is also called as abscissa and y coordinate is also called as ordinate. Y-axis is also called as ordinate. So the Cartesian system is divided into four parts, namely the quadrants, the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and the fourth quadrant. So after that we studied what do you mean by coordinates. So coordinates is nothing but it gives the exact location of a point. So we have two coordinates, namely the x coordinate and the y coordinate. So x coordinate is nothing but the distance of the point from the y-axis and the y coordinate is nothing but the distance of the point from the x-axis. So in today's class we will be plotting a point in the plane if the coordinates are already given. So if they have mentioned a particular coordinate as they have mentioned in problem 1, so if they have mentioned already the coordinates, we will plot them on the plane. So we will be using a graph paper for this. So please get ready with your graph papers. So another important thing that I forgot to tell you in the last class, that is, so on the x-axis every y coordinate is 0 and on the y-axis every x coordinate is equals to 0. So suppose you have this is the point given, so the coordinates of this point is 1, 0. Why? Because on x-axis the y coordinate will always be equals to 0 and on the y-axis always the x coordinate will be equal to 0. So suppose if you are finding this point, so the coordinates of this point are 0, 4. Why? Because always on the y-axis, if the point lies on the y-axis, its x coordinate will be equal to 0 and if the point lies on the x-axis, its y coordinate will be equals to 0. So I hope this point is clear. So on the basis of this we will be plotting the given points, that is the points, locate the points 5, 0, 0, 5, 2, 5, 5, 2, minus 3, 5 and minus 3, minus 5 on Cartesian plane. So be ready with your graph papers now. So now we are here with the graph paper. So just draw two number lines, that is the vertical number line and the horizontal number line. Name it as x dash and the vertical one as y dash. Okay, and just name the numbers, that is 1 2 3 on the right side and minus 1 2 3 on the left side, plus 1 2 3 on the upper side and minus 1 2 3 on the lower side. So the first thing when you are plotting the graph, the first important thing is writing the scale. So this particular thing is very important and it carries 1 mark in your examination. So and if you forget to write the scale and plot the points, that is you plot the given coordinates without writing the scale, you will be losing 1 mark. So you have to compulsorily write what is the scale. So here how to write scale, that is x-axis and y-axis. You will be writing the scale for x-axis as well as y-axis. So see this. So this from point 0 to here, it is 1 unit and we have taken it as 1 centimeter. So 1 unit is equals to 1 centimeter. So in this box you will be having 10 number of lines. So it becomes 0 to 1, which is equals to 1 centimeter. So x-axis is taken as 1 unit equals to 1 centimeter. Similarly y-axis is taken as 1 unit equals to 1 centimeter. Similarly you will be having 10 lines in this box as well. So each line will be 1 millimeter and 10 lines into 1 millimeter equals to 1 centimeter. So x-axis is equals to 1 unit is equals to 1 centimeter and y-axis 1 unit is equals to 1 centimeter. So the importance of writing scale is very much, and you have to write scale for every problem that you are going to solve on the graph. So now let us plot the points 5, 0. Now first what we'll do is first we'll plot the point 5, 0. So the x coordinate is 5 and the y coordinate is 0. So observe here. So if we took the point 1 here, if we are to locate point 1 here, its coordinates were 1 and 0. So since the y coordinate is 0, clearly this particular point, that is this particular coordinate, lies on the x-axis. So is it on the positive x-axis or the negative x-axis? Since we have plus 5 here, we will be plotting it on the positive x-axis. So 5, 0 will be here. So this particular point is, you have to name it 5, 0. Okay. Now moving on to the next point, that is 0, 5. You have to plot 0, 5. So this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. So clearly if you see that the x coordinate is equals to 0. Since the x coordinate is equals to 0, it clearly lies on the y axis, and also it lies on the positive y axis. Why? Because they have given the value as plus 5. So 0, 5. Where will you plot that? You will plot it here. So the coordinates are 0, 5. So 5, 0 comes on the x-axis and 0, 5 comes on the y-axis. Now the next coordinate, that is 2, 5. Again. So this is x and this is y. So you have to plot 2 on the x-axis and 5 on the y-axis. So this is a little tricky here. So just take 2 here and you have to plot 5. That is plus 5. 2 and go up to 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we have 5. So this point is called 2, 5. So we have just taken 2 on the horizontal line and went up to 5 steps on the positive side of the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the point, this point is known as the 2, 5. So don't get confused. So this is 0, 5 that is lying on the y-axis, and this point, particular point, is 2, 5. So now I have made it clear by just taking now on first the x coordinate, that is 2, you have to take on the x-axis and you have to go 5 steps above. Why? Because it is given as positive 5. So 5 steps above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this particular point is known as 2, 5. Now moving on to the next point, that is 5, 2. You have to plot 5, 2. So first take 5 on the positive x-axis and you have to go 2 steps above. Why? Because it is given positive 2. So 5 here, 1, 2. This particular point is known as 5, 2. Next, what we will be plotting? Minus 3, 5. So be careful here. So it contains a negative sign. So minus 3. So first take minus 3 and then we have plus 5. So you have to go above. So if the symbol is positive, you have to go above on the y-axis, and if the symbol is negative, you have to go below the y-axis. Similarly for x coordinate. So if the value is positive, you have to go on to the right side, and if the value is negative, you have to go to the left side. So minus 3 is here and plus 5. Minus 3, you have to go 5 steps above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this particular point is now called minus 3, 5. And again last coordinate, that is minus 3, minus. Now since the two coordinates, that is the x coordinate as well as the y coordinate, are both negative here, okay, this is also negative and even y is also negative. So x equal to minus 3 and y equal to minus 5. So x is equals to -3, and since the y coordinate is -5, you have to go below 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -3, -5 is this particular point. So you have to name all these -3, -5. So I hope how to plot the points on the plane is clear. So we have just taken the x coordinate and then corresponded it with the particular y coordinate. For example, 5, 0. Since the y coordinate is 0, it clearly lies on the x-axis, so it is located here. And 0, 5, since the x coordinate is 0, it is located on the y-axis. So this particular point is 0, 5. And 2, 5, so since we have two positive, that is x is also positive and y is also positive, so we will take it on the positive x-axis as well as the positive y-axis. So just go 2 from the right and 5 steps above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 5. And coming to the last point, that is -3, -5, which is both are negative. So -3 on the left side and go 5 steps below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -3, -5, -3 and -5. So this is how you plot the given points on a Cartesian plane. So now again we shall solve some more examples on locating the points on the Cartesian plane, so that the concept here is clear. So now we'll be solving another one example, that is plot the points 2, 5 and 5, 2 and check if x, y is equals to y, x. So you have to first plot the points 2, 5 and 5, 2 and check whether x, y is equals to y, x. So now first let us plot the points 2, 5 and 5, 2. So I have taken a graph here. So I have drawn the positive and negative x-axis as well as the negative and positive y-axis, and I also mentioned the scale, that is x-axis is equals to 1 unit equals to 1 centimeter and y-axis is equals to 1 unit equal to 1 centimeter. Okay, so now we will be plotting the points 2, 5 first. So 2 on the x-axis and 5 on the y-axis. To 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this particular point is 2, 5. Okay, clear? So next we have to plot 5, 2. So first you have to go on the x-axis, that is positive 5 and 2 steps above. So this is 5, 2. So now we have plotted the points 2, 5 and 5, 2, and the question doesn't end here. So they have also asked to check whether x, y is equals to y, x. That is, we have to check whether x, y is equals to y, x. That is, so in the given problem, you have to check whether 2, 5 is equals to 5, 2. So how do you check that? So see the point 2, 5. So it lies here and 5, 2 lies here. So if x, y is equals to y, x, both these points should lie on the same point. So either it should lie on this point or either it should lie on this point. So here the positions of 2 points, that is 2, 5 and 5, 2 are different, and hence we conclude that x, y is not equal to y, x. Okay, so x, y is not equals to y, x. So if x, y was equals to y, x, both these points should lie on a single point. So here it doesn't happen. Why? Because we have two different positions for x, y and y, x, and hence we conclude that x, y is not equals to y, x. So another important fact about this problem is they have mentioned the word as check. So check if x, y is equal to y, x. So if they have mentioned the word as check, you have to just verify that if the given points, that is x, y is equals to y, x, so you have to check. So it might be true or it might not be true, because they have mentioned the word as check. And if they had mentioned the word verify, So verify whether x comma y is equals to y comma x, then certainly x comma y would have been equal to y comma x. So you have to pay attention to these minor points. So they will be playing a crucial part, that is check. So if the word that is mentioned as check, you have to check, that is it might be true, it might not be true. So here we got it is not true. And if they had mentioned that is verify x comma y is equals to y comma x, then it would certainly 100% it would have been true, that is x comma y will be equal to y comma x. So I hope this problem was clear. So I hope today's class was clear, that is how to plot a point in a plane if its coordinates are already given. So in the next class we will be dealing with some two-dimensional figures. So we'll be drawing some two-dimensional figures, and also we will be finding the areas of those two-dimensional figures using graph and Cartesian coordinates. So if you have any doubts in this class, you can contact me. Thank you.